Hi guys, what's up? Okay, cool. Thank you for joining guys today. And yeah, so today's topic is going to be about career. I mean, in the ROM using, we have always touched upon other topics than career majorly, but today's topic is again a very, very interesting and important topic. Now, what makes it important? Um, okay, so a few days back I just posted a reel which said that career is is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Now think about it, right? What happens if you get into a marathon and you just start running quickly? Like if you understand a marathon runner or who have been winning marathon races, how exactly they go about it. So if anybody is a runner here, they would know, or at least somebody know that they would always start slow to moderate speed, and then because they have to go long, they will keep maintaining that slow moderate pace, and they eventually reach the end result. Now, the reason I have put forward this whole topic is because what I've understood that in the last 11 years, something where most of the people I meet, I see the mindset of a person who wants to sprint in the career journey rather than actually understanding that career is a marathon, regardless whether you feel it or not, or you believe it or not, or you want it or not. I mean, you may want all the results, at the time you want, but if you understand how the whole career spectrum works, the life you will live with respect to your career journey is going to be outstanding. So, before I move ahead, let me set what exactly are we going to touch base upon. So today, I'm gonna tell you one interesting thing, that what is that age where you will make most wealth? Okay, very interesting answer. We will be talking about a point, a point where you a point where you don't have to work on your weaknesses. Okay, a point where you don't have to work on your weaknesses. The different stages of your career journey, the three different stages of your career journey, and eventually what exactly you owe to other people via your career. Okay, so this is something very interesting which we got to touch base upon today. So guys, I would love you guys to be participative as usual, as I always mention, and ask me questions, doubts as and when it comes to you. So let's start. I think this is one thing which we all have talked about since a long time, that job expectations are changing. Okay, globally, job expectations are changing. Now, there are different things what are happening here. One, um, just a minute. Okay, yeah. So when I say job expectations are changing, let's put a question. When I say, what do you think of a dream job? What exactly do you think about it, right? Like, what are the things which comes to your head? I'm putting this open-ended question to you, all the people out there. I'm putting this all the questions out there to you people, that what do you think when I say the word dream job? Like, what do you see in your head? Now think about it. The moment I say dream job, different people have so many different things which come into your head, right? What has happened is something very interesting and significant. The whole dream job phenomena now involves money. The whole dream job phenomena involves expression. The whole dream job phenomena involves work life balance. The whole dream job phenomena includes contribution at times. The dream job phenomena integrates lifestyle expectation. If you understand how simply I see or I say this thing, but see the amount of parameters involved in the whole phenomena of the whole dream job thing. Now, see what all has happened and what all has changed in these phenomena. Like in the last 15 years, people have been talking about this because previously, this wasn't a case, or nobody gave, and honestly, nobody gave, most of the cases, nobody gave a shit about the whole dream job, or what do you like, don't like, what do you want, don't want. It was about survival. So now there was a poll which was done. Okay, there was a poll which was done in 2000, I think 15, if I'm not wrong. Now, in that poll, they were asked that what exactly is a fulfilling career for them. Okay, now 70% people chose happiness over financial perks. Okay, 70% people chose happiness over financial perks. However, okay, now see the interesting thing here. However, 86% people chose money as the most important factor overall. Okay, now see this interesting thing. Like 70% people chose happiness over financial stuff, but 86% of the people, they actually said that money is very, very important. Now see how interesting and confusing this becomes for a lot of people. And this is where the whole concept of designing your career journey with respect to designing your career journey with respect to just a minute. Yeah, sorry. Designing your career journey with respect to you, your life, and your expectations come into picture. And when we say design, it needs to be designed into three different aspects. Okay. And this is the most important thing, guys. I want you guys to be with it. Understand. Why? Because most of us, because we don't understand these things, we are unsure of what will happen, how things will turn around, and we have so many random questions in our head with respect to a career that we are always anxious. But if we try and understand the different stages of our career, that is exactly when we will be in an amazing position to design our journey. Okay, so let's start now. Overall, at an average, a human spends close to 1 lakh hours at work at an average. Okay. So at an average, a human is spending 1 lakh hours at work. And for a lot of people, that is even more than sleeping. So overall, now let's understand that how most of the people see career. They see career like a sprint, that immediate result. But actually, when you think about that, I'm going to spend almost 1 lakh hours, or if I talk about the age, which is almost 60, 65, whatever that age is, do I need to see my career journey as a sprint or as a marathon? Because the mindset of a sprinter and the mindset of a marathon runner is very different. A sprint guy will always look into, okay, where am I and what can I get and what do I see in the next 1 to few years? And depending on whether I'm able to see or not see, I will react and respond. But a marathon runner will always build and walk ahead or run ahead in a slow and a moderate speed. Abhi bhi, when I meet parents, the only thing, or even the kids for that matter, oh, I scored less, oh, I scored more, oh, which college, oh, what after this, oh, what job, oh, what, if I don't get into this, then what will happen? We're always talking about those anxious stuff, which probably in the next 10 years, you're only going to laugh about it. So Why this happens? Because you're thinking career as a sprinter, not like a marathon runner. So here, overall, when you are going to spend almost 1 lakh hours, almost close to 65 years, don't you think it's smart for us to, rather than rushing into it, building it in different stages? And this is where we're going to go to a very, very interesting thing. There's a saying and which says that prepare for a lasting career, okay? Prepare for a lasting career with varied skill set and experiences. Now, overall, they say that there's an old saying, and I'll read it as per how the saying is. I've written it down. It says that good things comes in threes. Okay, good things comes in threes, and the three pillars in the career. And I want you guys to just put it out in your head, write it down, or whatever you want to do. The three important things in your career journey are transferable skills. Transferable skills. Okay, mark this word very carefully. Transferable skills. Second are meaningful experiences. And third is enduring relationships. Okay. Now, see, when I'm talking about your career, I am not talking about your academics in any ways and forms, because honestly, they have no real role on a long-term base. But your career is eventually going to be defined by these three important pillars: transferable skills, meaningful experiences, and third is enduring relationships. So let's begin to understand what are these three things. Okay. Picture yourself being at 40 now. Okay. Whatever age you are at, just imagine you are at 40 now. Okay. I see someone laughing who's 40. Okay. Fair enough. Now, let's say you don't have a job. Okay. You don't have a job and you're forced to being start over all again. Like you're forced now you have to start all over again. What you will need during this time of scenario, not your degree, not that piece of paper, but overall, you will need a strong set of talent, for which you have to spend a lot of interesting time in your 20s and 30s. So what you spend time in your 20s and 30s is actually going to be the foundation when you are at 40. So now what do I mean by that? The word transferable skills means all the different skills which you learn when you are at 20s and 30s, which can be applied to variety of new job on a later stage of life. And this will take me to the stage 1 of career, which I'm going to address very interestingly. So transferable skills are the ones, as I said, which can be used in variety of work. And it can be, it can be, as I said, you can pick up a foreign language, you can pick up a computer skill, or you can pick up any personal characteristic or communication skill, or any sort of personal, you can say emotional intelligence. All these things have a very, very significant space which can be transferred to any work and job you get into. Unfortunately, as I said, we don't focus on these things. But transferable skills are the ones which actually lay a strong, strong foundation about for you and your life on your eventual career journey. So, for example, let's say having a strong persuasive skill and communication skill. Now, regardless, you are in a marketing job, regarding you are in sales job, regarding you are in, let's say, for example, even a creative job for that matter, you are going to require communication and persuasive skill in any ways and forms. And then it can be used and implemented in different varieties and forms. So people who spend their 20s and 30s, with these kind of learnings, they are one of the most, strongest and people who are able to design their career journey very, very smoothly and smartly on a longer journey. So transferable skills, as I mentioned, are one of the very, very first and the important pillars. Now, and to be very honest, and in the modern market, we're talking in the market where things are changing at a speed which is unimaginable, transferable skills play a very, very vital role on a continuous basis. So guys, when I say transferable skills, learn skills which are open-ended, learn skills which are more, you can say widespreaded, learn skills which can be implemented in all the different varieties and forms. And communication skill is one of the most fundamental skill when I talk about transferable skills here. This is one skill I've been emphasizing since ages, since the time you know me, probably since the time you have come across me in the first time. And I will keep bothering you and hitting you with this word, because communication skill is one of the foundational skill which will define your journey ahead. So in your 20s and 30s, the more transferable skills you are into, that proves a very big advantage. Moving to the next parameter where we talked about experiences. Yes, somebody has a question. Please go ahead.
Initially, sir, you said learning a language or something, a computer course or something. Not you didn't say course, but yeah, language. So the language also is a transferable, which can be used if you're in a business. So that is a tangible skill which you can see.
Agreed.
Or
Agreed.
but then communication is, so how variedly can we divide this skill? Like more, should it be more uh, non-tangible, which we can like emotional or communication, all these, or how do you?
Again, when I'm talking about 20s and 30s, I'm talking about a 15, 20-year-old spectrum, right? So there is nothing when I'm talking about anything specific. In your journey, you will come across a lot of areas, moments, and at different time intervals, you will get that opportunity to keep learning and reinventing yourself at different times, specifically when you are new. So there is no specific thing where I talk about, okay, this is something you should learn or this is something you should focus on. No, you can't define that. Honestly, you can't define that. Why? Because at different age spectrum, different opportunities, and this place where you are at, and the zone where you are in, you are going to get this opportunity. The idea is to keep learning whatever comes your way when you are, in your 20s and 30s. Now, if your work calls for you to learn this, learn this. If your work calls you to be more emotionally and intelligent, work on that. If your work calls you to be, let's say, learn a persuasive skill, learn that. Because all these things together are going to play a combination role eventually. So that's where you will come across when I talk about the 3 stages. I think that's where you will get more clarity, because the first 15 years of anyone's career life is something which we call as the foundational career life. So 15 years is what we call as foundational thing. And प्रॉब्लम ये हो जाता है कि जो फाउंडेशन है, लोग जो 40 में गेन करेंगे, वो लोग 25 में चाहते हैं आज. That's the problem. People who, people what they get, will they eventually get at 40, 45? They think that they should have now at 20, 25. If they don't have it, they'll judge themselves. Okay. So we'll get there. We'll get on that topic in depth when I put forward that topic. Okay. So now, moving to the second point, there is one thing they say: the people who spend their career in one environment only, probably they get very overwhelmed when they're confronted with something which is out of ordinary. Okay. And people with diverse job history or work history, it helps them improve their decision-making skills by picking up different perspectives, which will make them more appealing on a longer journey. So, what does this mean? It's very simple that people who have experimented a lot in their early 20s and 30s are the people who have a very, very interesting understanding about different dynamics, right from people to geographical condition to knowledge to different perspectives. And these are the people who have very, very strong foundational understanding. तो अगर आप देखोगे, बहुत सारे एक होते हैं जो स्टार्टअप्स जो लोग 22, 25, 30 में करते हैं. So there was a very interesting statistics here which I came across some article. People who have started their startups when they are at 20s and 25s, the success ratio of those people versus people who started their startup at 35 and 40, the success ratio of people at 35 and 40 were much higher. Much, much higher. Okay. And this is very obvious, right? This is a very obvious reason now, if you can think of, okay, why the whole thing. At a young age, if you can put yourself in different environment, different conditions, in different stages, Those are very, very foundational, one of the second foundational pillar with respect to your career journey. So this is something which I tell to all parents. This is something which I tell to all the people out there, that when you are young, ensure you are experimenting, ensure you are putting yourself to different environments, ensure you're putting yourself in different condition. Go, work with respect to people who are tough, work with people who are, explorers, work with on different locations. These are the things, when you add up with years, you will understand of how amazing a person you turn out to be. And this is the second and the most interesting foundational pillar which we need to understand. Now, the third and the again, the one of the most important is enduring relationships. Now, guys, I can't emphasize more on this, okay? I can't emphasize more on this, because relationships which you build and which you have a very, very, very significant impact on your career. Pick up any career for that matter. आज आपको पता है, मैं सिंपल करियर की बात करूं, आज मेरा भाई लेट्स से ब्लूमबर्ग में काम कर रहा है, और अगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ मेरे भाई को कि मेरा एक फ्रेंड है जिसको ब्लूमबर्ग में जॉब करना है, और वो अगर उसके उसमें पोर्टल में डालेगा उसका रेज्यूमे, वर्सेस वो डायरेक्ट रेज्यूमे डालेगा, मेरे भाई के थ्रू उसकी वैल्यू ज्यादा है. इट इज, आई एम पुटिंग इट इन अ सिंपल लैंग्वेज राइट नाउ. Enduring relationships is one of the very significant pillar when it comes to your career journey and building your career journey. And this is one skill which people don't really focus on. आप देखोगे कितने सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो पढ़ाई में कुछ नहीं करते, और वो दिन रात बोलेंगे ना, घूमते रहते हैं, रखड़ते रहते हैं, बट फिर भी these are the people who are actually very successful for the only and only one single reason, where they have amazing relationships. Amazing relationships. This is one of the very, very significant part, because हम लोग जब young होते हैं, हम लोग जब okay, guys, she just wants to say hi. I'm sorry. Yeah, she always wants to say hi to everybody. Yeah, okay. Chalo. Yeah. I'll do that. Chalo, bye. Sorry, guys. She always has to say hi to everybody when I'm on a Zoom call. Okay. So now, enduring relationship has, the outcomes of these significant pillar. When you are young, हम लोग जब रिलेशन बनाते हैं, हम कभी भी इसको करियर पर्सपेक्टिव से सोचते नहीं है और बिल्ड नहीं करते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई हैड गिवन दिस एग्जाम्पल लॉन्ग बैक बिफोर ऑल्सो. when I started Holistry, now what happened is that I was not good with relationship building back then when I was in school. I had my own stuff going on in my head, and I had my own concept. And when I started this concept, and I wanted people to share about my work, at least on different platform, I was not able to tell people. I was not able, because उनको लगा ऐसे तो धवल कभी बात नहीं करता, रफ सीधा काम के लिए बात कर रहा है. So I had that in my mind, and I was not able to do that. One of the reason why I was not able to put forward, and it took me a lot of time, change, I had to put a lot of effort in building relationship with people, after which it took its own shape and time. A lot of times your success will not be defined rationally. Like if you think that you're talented, and because of your talent you should be able to reach this post or this post, and you will say it's fair. No, it's not about fair. It's about how it works. Relationship really helps you to speeden up your career journey, and it has a very significant role. Very significant role. It's as simple as that. I have a very good relation with X person, and you come to me, and if I recommend you to this person, that person is definitely going to give you more leverage, because there's a trust factor. And it goes to as simple as तुम अच्छा क्रिकेट खेल रहे हो, बट तुम्हारा कैप्टन के साथ तुम्हारा दूसरे दोस्त का रिलेशन अच्छा है, वो तुमको बाजू में रखेगा, उसको लेगा. Now if you talk about Dhaval, this is not fair. I'm not here to judge what's fair and not fair today, because I'm talking about something which is what is happening right there. Now if you are a person who wants to fight, That's a different journey. I'm not going to get into that part, but at least I can tell you what's working and what's not working. You take up any industry for that matter, whether it's creative industry, whether it's media industry, whether it's technical industry, whether it's marketing, whether it's any damn job in this world, relationships has played a significant role. And as I said, unfortunately, we never ever inculcate or, promote or tell young kids the value of this thing. हम लोग इतना एकेडमिक्स 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 करते रहते हैं बॉस ये 3 स्किल तुम्हारी पूरी जर्नी चेंज कर देगी. एकेडमिक का अपना एक रोल है, बट उसका उतना ही रोल है जितना उसका है, उससे ज्यादा देने की जरूरत नहीं है. उससे ज्यादा ये दूसरी जो चीज है वो ज्यादा सिग्निफिकेंट रोल प्ले करती है. एंड दिस इज समथिंग विच आई वांट यू गाइस टू fit in your head from here onwards. The 3 pillars which you have to keep in your mind always. Okay. The 3 pillars are transferable skills, meaningful experiences, and enduring relationships. Keep this in your head. And these are the 3 important things which is actually going to define your career journey. Okay. Now, so Alay has a question. When you talk about building relationship with people, do you mean connecting with maximum people or connecting with less people and deepening it? Alay, this is a very interesting question. And in the enduring relationship part, I'm going to address a very good question. I'm going to explain you. This is divided into 4 set of people. So I'm happy you asked this question. I was not expecting somebody to ask me this question, honestly, but I am going to answer this question because that's the next part of the discussion, which we're anyways going to do. Okay, chalo. So now, what are the 3 stages of your career? Okay, the first stage of your career is all about self-improvement and making connections. Okay, now at an average, career lasts for 40 to 45 years of our people. Okay, which is a very, very long time. So the first stage is all about getting yourself in the game. Okay, now guys, please understand this carefully. If you think you are done with your degree and you are out there and now you should really achieve this and that, I'm sorry, you have not even entered the game. मतलब आपको अगर ये लगता है कि आपने 1-2 साल काम किया है, 3 साल काम किया है और वो 2-3 साल में कुछ सिग्निफिकेंट बड़ा और अमेजिंग और आउटस्टैंडिंग हो जाना चाहिए, वैसा कुछ नहीं होता है. For the first stage, which is approximately anywhere between 12 to 15 years of your career, is the first stage where it includes about getting yourself in the game, which includes putting a plan together, for different job search, building connection, and that's it. That's it. So अगर आप फर्स्ट जॉब में आते हो, स्टार्टिंग में जब जॉब वर्ल्ड में आते हो या वर्क वर्ल्ड में आते हो, तुम ये मत सोचना कि तुम 10 घुस गए और 12 इन द फर्स्ट 2-3 years ऑफ योर वर्क कुछ आउटस्टैंडिंग और अमेजिंग हो जाना चाहिए. नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा. हाँ, डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट यू आर, किसी को पैकेज इधर उधर मिलेगा, ज्यादा कम मिलेगा, ऑल दोस थिंग्स विल हैपन. बट अगेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट करियर, बिल्डिंग योर करियर जर्नी इन स्टेजेस. तो आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट जस्ट द मनी पार्ट ऑफ इट हियर. बिल्डिंग करियर, उसमें मनी एक पैरामीटर है. ओके, सो the first stage is all and all about building experiences and making connections. Please write it down wherever you want. The first interesting stage is putting yourself out in different jobs, different experiences, and making connections. This is a very, very important part. So for the first 15 years, people who do that, believe me, the next part of the journey is again a very interesting one for them. So, that there's an activity which people say that, okay, do what? Let's say you want to work. So this is one activity, like in the career front, there was one guy who came out with this activity. And what he told was that make an Excel and write down the name of 20 companies you want to work with. Okay. Write down the name of 20 companies you want to work with. You can be at whatever age. And then add all the people on LinkedIn who work in those companies. Okay. Add all the people on LinkedIn who work in those companies. And then put forward let's say if you are a student, if you are undergrad student, put forward for, experiences, internships, and all those things, and keep talking to them or watching them and seeing what they're doing on a consistent level. That itself really, really helps you to know that people who are a part of that company and that journey, how exactly it works, and you get a very, very interesting pathway on that front. So this is one activity which has been told, which has been, I mean, very few people do follow this thing, that all the 20 companies they mention, they add all the people and then they keep following what they're doing with respect to those things. A very interesting activity. I'll leave it to you guys, whether it makes sense to you or not. Then now find those connections, okay? And eventually I will tell you that, you have to divide these connections into 4 different parts. So overall, the first stage is also a time to discover that what is something you're good at. Okay, so you think that आप जॉब में आ गए, आपने पढ़ाई किया है और आप ये जॉब लग गया, तो you know what you're good at. No, you're not. You still don't know what you're good at, and most of the times. So the first part of your journey, apart from building the contacts and experiences, you also need to understand and refine that, okay, with time, what is something which comes very strong and natural to you as a human. So for example, let's say for me, when I was trying to figure out, I figured out, let's say, few answers, when I was 28, 29. I mean, when I was 18, 19, 20, I didn't have any shit about, क्या करना है, क्या हो रहा है, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा था. So here, एक चीज जो मेरे को पता चली when I was 27, 28, that मुझे X चीज आती है और मेरा mind naturally I'm good at it. And then once you know what you're good at it, then the only thing what you have to understand is that the moment you understand that space, you have to keep exploring of what all you can do with that, or what all possibilities are there with that. So that is not going to be defined by your degree. That is going to be defined by you as a person and your character. Okay. So here, as I said, for the first 15 years, guys, okay, for the first 15 years, and I'm emphasizing you guys, why? Because all the young people out there, they keep judging their life and their career journey. मतलब वो परसेंटेज में भी थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर हो जाता है, उनको लगता है कि बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो गया लाइफ में. भाई, understand now, learn how it works. You have to understand for the first 15 years of your life, what you're doing is only, in fact, that's, you're just starting your career journey. You're running a marathon. So stop judging every small stages of your life again and again. For the first 15 years, you're only going out, learning, exploring, understanding, making connections, making network, finding that niche of you. That's your job for the first 15 years. And while you do that, of course, you're going to get money, and all those things are a byproduct. But in the marathon, for the first 15 years, this is your job. And this is what you need to do. Now, once we are done with this part, okay. So overall, a book says one thing very simply: the whole first stage, often up to 15 years, is a process of learning and discovery and trial and error. Okay, that's what the stage first is, up to 15 years. I'm emphasizing on 15 years. Why? Because as I said, people are very panicky about every small thing, and like कुछ ग्रेड इधर उधर हो जाता है बच्चे का, तो पूरा आगे तक सोच जाता है कि मेरे बच्चे की लाइफ खराब हो जाएगी. और और बाद में मतलब हर चीज में यही डर होता है. फिर वो हो गया, फिर जॉब में अगर कुछ ऊपर नीचे हुआ तो भी उसमें ये, मतलब हर चीज पे हम डरते ही है. क्यों डरते हैं? क्योंकि हमको लगता है कि कुछ हो गया तो कुछ गलत हो जाएगा. नहीं, पहले 15 साल ही इंसान के ये जर्नी में जाते हैं, और हमको ये मान के चलना है. इट्स अ ब्यूटिफुल जर्नी ऑफ एक्सपीरियंसेस, ट्रायल्स, एरर्स, लर्निंग्स, अंडरस्टैंडिंग. So stop rushing into and concluding with few failures here and there. और अगर आप शांति से भी देखोगे, that's how it has gone. ये तो मैं कॉन्शियसली बात कर रहा हूं. अगर मैं नहीं भी बात करता, think about all the people who have been working, right? It actually has gone that way. Now, just like the stage 1, okay, so just like the stage 1, which is about finding what you're good at, stage 2 is becoming an expert at it by building upon your core strength and making sure you stand out now. Okay, So basically, अगर आप सोचोगे, what is it? It's like finding a sweet spot now. Stage 2 is finding that sweet spot, which is like an intersection of, between like what you're good at, what you love doing, and what can you provide to the world. So that's stage 2. So let's say if you're a talented communicator, for example, you might want to focus your energy in, on building a reputation as being one of the best public speaker in your company. And if you are like a, let's say, creative genius, like you want to become like company's visionary and like a go-to person for innovating ideas. So whatever is what you're good at, highlight it and make sure that others recognize that. So during this stage, during the second 15 years of your career, you should be like familiar with your weaknesses as well as your strength. You can use this information to your advantage and actually build a strong foundation and strong team which people complement around each other. So overall, जो भी चीज हमने पहले स्टेज 15 साल में हम लोग ने सीखी है, वो नेक्स्ट 15 ईयर्स ऑफ करियर जो हमारा स्टेज 2 है, वो हमें एक बड़े स्टेप्स और बड़े गोल्स की तरफ सोचना है, which is playing the bigger game now. Okay, so all the pieces you need or you have built on, you're going to work around with that in the second stage. And then comes the final and the third stage of your career. So basically, when they say that the average life expectancy for those, the first world countries has grown by 30 years, okay? Which means a person's career can actually last longer. But still, for many people, there are still preparations that need to be made, okay? Which is why the third stage of your career is all about setting the stage to pass on your expertise to the next generation, okay? So the तीसरा stage होता है is about passing everything you have done. So for many people, your work provides a purpose and motivation to get up in the morning, while it can also be a source of satisfaction, right? So overall, ये कोई retirement age नहीं है. अब ये जो third stage होता है वो succession planning और वो passing का age होता है. So I'm not going to go more into this stage because it's too long a stage, and I'm not going to get into what the final stage is, because as I said, I know most of you are at the early stage of life. But the third stage is what you need to understand, where now it's about passing on everything which you have gained and learned and passing on to the next generation. Okay, now overall, the reason, guys, I wanted to highlight this topic or take this whole journey, and Ale, I'm going to answer your question now. Okay, when we are young, as I said, we keep concluding ourselves with all the small hits, ups, downs, stages, slack stages, good stages, bad stages, और हम conclude कर लेते हैं, जबकि हम भूल जाते हैं कि ये sprint नहीं, ये एक मैराथन है. मैराथन भागते भागते आप थक जाओगे, आप स्लो हो जाओगे, आप रुकोगे, रेस्ट लोगे, सब होगा. करियर भी यार एक मैराथन है जो आप ऑलरेडी चलना शुरू कर चुके हो. आपके करियर में जब आप मैराथन भाग रहे हो, ये करियर के मैराथन में बीच में इंसिडेंट्स आएंगे, इवेंट्स आएंगे, अमेजिंग मोमेंट्स आएंगे, हिट्स आएंगे, कंटिन्यूस लेवल पे ये सब अप एंड डाउन चलते रहने वाला है. हर एक चीज जो आप एक्सपीरियंस कर रहे हो उसको कंक्लूसिव ना बना के उसको एक जर्नी का पार्ट समझो, बिकॉज अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग माई सेल्फ, एक मैराथन है. कुछ चीज अगर आपके बच्चे ने 3 महीने तक नहीं की, ये मत सोचने शुरू कर दो कि नेक्स्ट आगे जाके क्या करेगा या क्या होगा उसका. कुछ चीज अगर आप ओवर कर रहे हो, तो क्वेश्चन करो, क्या ये मैं ओवर आउट ऑफ लव या एक्सप्रेशन कर रहा हूं या डर से कर रहा हूं. अगेन, ये स्प्रिंट नहीं है, ये मैराथन है. मैं बार बार इसीलिए रिपीट कर रहा हूं क्योंकि आप अपने दिमाग में फिट करो, ये मैराथन है. कितने सारे ऐसे बच्चे हैं जो 2 महीने, 3 महीने, 6 महीने जॉब करते हैं. आई डोंट नो व्हाट आई एम डूइंग विद माय लाइफ. अरे यार, रिलैक्स, रिलैक्स. Slow down. This whole rush mindset doesn't work in the career. और फिर क्या करेंगे, कुछ चार लोग का एग्जांपल यूट्यूब पे लेके आइए। आज एक तो आज मीडिया में हर लाइफ के हर लोगों का हर चीज का एक्सपीरियंस है, बट हमको ये समझना है कि बॉस जो तुम उधर देख रहे हो उसमें से सच कितना है और उसका बैकग्राउंड क्या है और वो कहाँ से आ रहा है वो तुमको नहीं पता। आज so many young people who come and tell me, yeah, I want to become a gaming vlogger. Dude, that gaming vlogger has been vlogging since 10 years, man. Now he's doing amazing. And you say that, okay, I wanted to become a gaming vlogger, but I made a few videos and it didn't work out well for me. It's a sheer marathon. You think that, okay, you are from, जब टॉप नॉच कॉलेज से जाते हो, फर्क खाली कुछ कुछ चीजों का पड़ता है। बट आप ये मत सोचो कि टॉप कॉलेज से जाओगे तो आपका जर्नी कुछ बहुत फास्ट हो जाएगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है। मे बी आप स्टार्ट कोई अलग लेवल से करोगे, कोई अलग पे पैकेज से करोगे, अलग सेट ऑफ कंपनी में करोगे, but your journey is still long. Whether you start there, you're still going to work for 60, 65, whatever, 40, 45, 50. Nowadays young people want to retire at 40. Nothing wrong with that, ठीक है। But when you think about that, I want to retire at 40, you are creating a lot of pressure on you. So you know what you're saying, that I don't want to live for the next 20 years of my young life, and I want to live when I'm old, when I want to live more. Like when I'm saying it, it sounds stupid to me. Exactly, Kush. Don't compare your inside with someone else's outside. So guys, please think long. Whenever you think about your career, think long. It's a long journey. It's a very integral part of your life. And think about building your career and not like rushing into certain decisions. So Alay, now coming to your question, there are 4 different set of people who will come in your life. Okay, 4 different set of people. Now the first set of people are acquaintances, जो हर बंदा है जो तुम्हारी लाइफ में आके चला जाता है. Okay, those are the first set of people. They are the acquaintances part of it. Now they are the people. इनका रोल क्या है? Very simple. Let's say I have met X person from this group. I met them. We had a chat. We talked about what we do, why we do, how we do. I made a thought. I made an impact, and now they are sharing my work on my behalf to other people. So when somebody is working with, or when you are just an acquaintance, these acquaintances are very important because they help in sharing your work to people. So a lot of time, let's say हम कोई वाया मिलते हैं, जैसे मैं कोई सोशल फंक्शन में गया और हम बैठे और मुझे पता, और व्हाट हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं, व्हाट यू डू, और जस्ट बातों बातों में पता चला कि ये बंदा ये है, आई एम लाइक ओके वाओ इंटरेस्टिंग। नाउ इमीडिएटली क्या होता है कि व्हेन आई हैव समथिंग इन माय हेड एंड आई वांट, ओके आई नीड समबडी, इमीडिएटली वो बंदा ध्यान में आता है। अब सिंपल, एक्वेंटेंसेस is the first part of help. Now, are they very deep relationship? No. Are they somebody who you need to form deep relationship? Maybe not starting mein, not required, but acquaintances have a very, very important role because they are the people who help you spread the work. Okay, so these are first set of people. Now, the second set of people, let's see, are those set of people whom you spend maximum time around. Okay, जिनके साथ आप टाइम डालते हो. So for example, your college students या school friends जिनके साथ आप long time डालते हो. Okay, now they are the set of people. उसमें से आपको ये देखना है कि कौन से लोगों को मुझे एक सर्टेन स्पेक्ट्रम में डालना है और कौन से लोगों में मुझे थर्ड स्टेज में जाना है जहां मुझे डीप फॉर्म ऑफ रिलेशन बनाना है. कुछ उसमें से लोग होंगे जो एक्वेंटेंस स्पेस में रहना जरूरी है और कुछ होंगे जो थर्ड स्टेज पे जाएंगे, जो डीपन रिलेशन में जाएंगे. अब ये डीप रिलेशन वाले जो लोग हैं, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लोग होते हैं. Okay, so second में are people whom you are spending more time with regardless. मतलब ये choice by choice नहीं होता, ये बाय चॉइस नहीं होता, बाय सर्कमस्टेंस और सिनेरियोज होते हैं. सो अगर आप लेट्स से कंपनी में हो, आप स्कूल में हो, वो 50 बच्चे आपके साथ है ना पूरे साल, ये आपकी चॉइस नहीं थी, वो है. अब उसमें से आपको सेग्रीगेट करना है किसको एक्वेंटेंस में रखना है और किसको डीपन रिलेशन में जाना है. नाउ द डीपन पार्ट ऑफ द रिलेशन जो होते हैं, दीज आर द सेट ऑफ पीपल जो विद टाइम यू विल फिल्टर आउट कि ओके दीज आर द पीपल whom you would love to form a deepen relation. Now they are very very important for your emotional, physical and financial survival, because these are the people who are going to be with you, work for you, and you know वो जो circumstances और extreme situations और happy situation में वो आपके साथ रहने वाले लोग हैं. तो ये आपको फिल्टर करना है कि कौन से लोग को इवेंचुअली डीपन रिलेशन तक लेके जाना. ये हर बंदे का अपना अपना अलग फिल्टरिंग होता है. और फोर्थ सेट ऑफ पीपल है एक्सपर्ट्स एंड मेंटर्स. नाउ मार्क दिस वेरी केयरफुली गाइस. द फोर्थ सेट ऑफ पीपल आर एक्सपर्ट्स एंड मेंटर्स हु आर हियर टू एक्चुअली अप योर गेम. अब ये बहुत इंटीग्रल होता है आपके करियर लाइफ में, बिकॉज दे आर द एक्सटर्नल पीपल whom you are giving right to help you, support you and build you. अभी के जनरेशन में कोच, मेंटर्स, यू कैन से यू नो एजुकेटर्स, इनका बहुत बड़ा रोल है, बहुत बड़ा रोल है. सो ये जो फोर्थ कैटेगरी के लोग हैं, ये आपके करियर में बहुत सिग्निफिकेंट रोल प्ले करते हैं. आई डोंट नो वेदर यू गाइस नो और नॉट, all the big people whom you see out there working in big multinational firms, these are the people जो सबके कोच और मेंटर्स होते हैं. मतलब मे बी दे आर ट्रेनिंग thousands of people or they are catering thousands of people, but they also have somebody whom they go for too. Having a coach, having a mentor for life is a privilege, because they are the people जो थर्ड व्यू से तुमको देख पाते हैं, जो थर्ड व्यू से तुमको समझ पाते हैं, and they help you up your game on a consistent level. So if you have a mentor, if you have somebody who's walking with you, you are lucky. And if you don't, you should have one, because you don't know the impact and the power, because these are the people जिसमें आप वॉल नहीं सेट कर रहे हो, these are the people जिसके साथ आप वल्नरेबल हो रहे हो. और वो वल्नरेबल होना बहुत बड़ी बात है, बिकॉज जिसके साथ आप वल्नरेबल होते हो, उसको आप अलाउ करते हो कि यू नो यू कम हिट मी, आई एम ओके टेकिंग दोस हिट्स, बट बिकॉज यू नो दैट मी हिटिंग यू is for your good and for your upping your game. This is something which a role of a mentor, teacher, educator, or whatever you call is for in your life. They help you break patterns, they help you see things. So there are these four set of people in your life which are very significant in your career journey, guys. Acquaintances who come and go, people whom you're going to spend regular time with, जिसको फिर आपको डिवाइड करना है स्टेज 1 या स्टेज 3 में. स्टेज 3 आर पीपल विद डीपन रिलेशनशिप, एंड स्टेज 4 आर द पीपल हु आर मेंटर्स, एजुकेटर्स एंड एक्सपर्ट्स. एक्सपर्ट्स, लेट्स से आप एक फील्ड में हो और वही फील्ड का एक्सपर्ट का आपके साथ यू नो नेटवर्क, आप सोचो उसका 20 साल का एक्सपीरियंस आपको वो 3 साल में दे सकता है. इतना पावर रखता है वो चीज. थिंक अबाउट इट, राइट? सो आशीष, लेट्स से इफ यू आर इनटू फाइनेंशियल स्पेस एंड इफ यू हैव अ पर्सन जो फाइनेंस का बाप है और तुझे उसके साथ 2 साल काम करने मिल रहा है या उसका एक्वेंटेंस है, सोच तू जो मतलब यू नो you are able to get that 20 or 25 year of stuff in just a matter of maybe few meetings and few discussions. This ups your game to a crazy level. Okay, so guys, I hope I answered your question. So guys, it's last 10 minutes, and as you know, I choose to complete these meetings on time because I don't want to stretch. It's very important for me to respect the time you guys are giving me. This 1 hour every random weeks. I'm going to conclude by saying the same thing again and drilling in your head. Career is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Divide yourself into 3 stages and enjoy this journey more, rather than always being anxious of what's happening. The first 15 years of your career are going to be random, ups, downs, changes, new experiences, new learnings. And that is true for everybody, whether you are in IIT or whether you are in any local college, whether you work from IIMs or that matter, it remains the same. It's just the starting place may vary, but the fundamentals remain the same. So stop judging yourself by those parameters which are null and void on a long-term base, but choose to build your journey from where you are and who you are. First 15 years, understand yourself, build a network, all the three pillars I've talked about. Then comes the next 10, 12 years of your life where you are going to boom. You're going to take those big steps. And of course, the third stage is contributing. I hope this reduces your, to some extent, of course, that idea of rushing and, scared of not able to figure out and what to do with my life and all those things. Don't. It's fine. It's honestly just fine. You will. You just have to start playing this game. And once you get into the game, milega answer. You don't need to reach that perfect career. You don't need to reach that perfect space abhi ka abhi. No. You just need to know certain pathways, see, reinvent. Then get into it, experience, see, reinvent. Enough. That wanting that certain sense of surety about every decision, that will only and only create restlessness, because something here and there which is surely going to happen, you're going to doubt your decision. So please, guys, for God's sake, and I'm being very raw here, because यार मैं दिन रात ये लोग को जब देखता हूँ मेरे को लग रहा है अरे क्यों मर रहा है भाई, बहुत लंबा काम करना है, क्यों मर रहा है. Easy, go slow, build, learn. First 15 years, just learn, experiment. I hope this session made sense. I hope this session had its basic impact. I hope this session served the purpose why we took it. Enjoy the first 15 years, guys, because they're the best phases, best learning phases, experiments, failures, success, excitements, downs, sab hoga. But they're the best phase. And because this is what lays the foundation. Thank you so much for listening. If there's anything you would love to talk, share, I'm more than happy. Anyone, if they just want to share their thought and experience about today's session, you may just raise your hand. I would love to hear what you want to say. If not, as I said, you may leave. No compulsions, guys. But I would really love to hear, even in chat or message me personally, whatever you think about this meeting and this session, because this is something I feel is very, very critical and important for all of us to understand and absorb, whether it's parent or whether it's child. I would wait for you guys to, message me in person. And also, I'm up for personal discussion when we meet in person. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving your time. Good night, and see you there for the next Raw Musing with the next topic, which I don't know what now. Okay. Chalo. Good night. Bye. Take care, guys. I'm there if you.
Good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. If anyone wants to talk or share, I'm just here for the next 2 minutes, and then we're off for the day.
Thank you so much, Dhaval.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Like I have some questions, but I would like to connect personally. थोड़े लंबे हैं.
पक्का.
But would be
We'll talk. हम लोग decide करते हैं अभी, है ना? मिलते हैं फिर.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, guys. Good night. Good night.